Turning attention now to Bangladesh, where it seems that national elections are likely to be announced in the first week of August by the interim government, which, believe it or not, is actually going to complete 1 year in office. The announcement is likely to coincide with that anniversary. The chief advisor of the interim government, Muhammad Yunus, may announce the date through an address to the nation, is what many in the local media are indicating. Now, elections in Bangladesh to elect a government with a political mandate are likely to be held next year in February, almost 18 months after what really was the premise of the interim government to actually be in place. Several political parties in Bangladesh have been demanding these elections early, and right now it's very clear that the interim government is unlikely to hold them any time before February. Now, demands to hold a national election by December are unlikely to take place, but if they do happen, the announcement does happen, it essentially paves the way for some sort of a democratic transition to return for Bangladesh. All right, but staying with Bangladesh, there's another important story that's coming in, which is that Muhammad Yunus is preparing for something else. He's preparing to be part of the big China-led ASEAN grouping. To this end, Bangladesh has sought Malaysia's support for full ASEAN membership. Bangladesh hopes the move will bolster its geopolitical standing by allowing it to leverage its economic diplomacy for possibly greater standing in the entire region. But here is what the interim advisor is really looking to achieve: to get more aligned with the China-led multilateral economic partnerships. ASEAN may in fact be the stepping stone for RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership that's again led by China. Yunus is also hoping that entering into ASEAN would allow Bangladesh to address the long-festering issue of Rohingyas, because that essentially means taking on Myanmar. It's a full ASEAN member, and nobody in ASEAN right now backs Bangladesh against Myanmar. But that repatriation is unlikely to happen simply because it's a very difficult issue to address and unlikely for Bangladesh to come out as a winner. Now, as Bangladesh gets more integrated with the China-led trading platforms, ASEAN first, and expectation being RCEP next, India needs to be very clear that it needs to keep its guard up as far as Bangladesh is concerned.